Representative Boustany is a Lebanese American. He is known for his courageous leadership and deep understanding of the issues challenging American foreign policy in the Middle East, especially regarding the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Congressman Boustany was, as has already been noted, the chief co-sponsor, along with Representative Gary Ackerman, of the 2007 Ackerman-Boustany letter to Condoleezza Rice. Let's hear it up. The Ackerman-Boustany letter, actually, the Boustany-Ackerman letter. The Boustany-Ackerman letter commended Condoleezza Rice's efforts to reinvigorate the Israeli-Palestinian peace process by convening the Annapolis Peace Conference and calling for additional steps to ensure its success. Let us welcome Congressman Boustany.
Let me tell you, it's really a pleasure to be with you all today, and I thank you for what you're doing, being here on the Hill to make your voices known on these critical issues, because clearly these are some of the most important issues that we face today. You know, we're in the midst of a presidential election, and much of the talk is about foreign policy. And it's interesting that even, in the street back home in Lafayette, Louisiana, people are talking about foreign policy. That shows you how important this is today. And so we need to continue this dialogue. We need to have a smart dialogue, an informed foreign policy as we go forward. And the genesis of the Ackerman-Boustany letter, and I'm going to go alphabetically there to be fair, is that I remember on two previous trips to the West Bank, I had the great pleasure of meeting with Salam Fayyad, and he told me on one occasion that we don't expect the United States to do anything for us until we clean up our act. And he has taken steps, I think boldly, to try to clean up the economic situation, create some transparency, and put what the Palestinian Authority is trying to do on a firmer basis. And I thought about that, and that was really what motivated me to come up with the language for this letter. And I was very pleased that Secretary Rice, upon receiving the letter, immediately that afternoon issued an invitation to me to join her at the dinner the night before the Annapolis conference. And I have to tell you, from firsthand experience, the enthusiasm there for starting this process, this peace process again after 7 long years was amazing. And particularly among our European colleagues who were just tremendously enthusiastic. So now the challenge is we have to continue this, and we have to continue to push hard for peace. There is a pathway to a two-state solution, and we need to work hard to make sure that we continue and don't lose momentum, despite the fact that we're in the midst of a presidential election. So this is something I'm committed to doing, to making sure that we don't lose this momentum. It's a really interesting time. We have a serious situation in effect with a very weakened prime minister in Israel, and yet we're seeing a number of movements on the diplomatic front. We've seen situations whereby the Israeli government, working with the Egyptians, has opened up a level of dialogue that has led to a ceasefire, however tenuous it is at this time in Gaza. And I'm hopeful that this will lead to further productive discussion going forward. At the same time this is happening, I think it is critical that we continue in the spirit of what Congressman Ackerman and I tried to illustrate in that letter, to strengthen President Abbas's position and his authority and the economic conditions for Palestinians in the West Bank, to show the alternative. Time, we've seen, and I have a special interest in Lebanon, as you can imagine, and we've seen a situation now whereby there is a Lebanese government that has now been put into place. Not everybody's happy with the constitution of the government, but it is what it is. And I guess on a broader note, we could say, well, at least Hezbollah is now going to have to exercise its veto authority within a political arena rather than by taking the streets with violence. And we're going to hold them accountable to that. It's encouraging that the Israeli government has reached out to the Lebanese government at this stage, at this early stage, and I'm hopeful that it will lead to some normalization of the relationship there, because ultimately all of these efforts are important. They're all part of a greater peace initiative that we want to see throughout the Middle East. And so I'm committed to working on all these fronts and working with you, hearing your concerns and the information that you bring to us in Congress so that we can help make wise choices and decisions on how we conduct our foreign policy. Again, it's a pleasure to be with you. Thank you very much.